Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when and where you're catching us from. My name is Musoga Eclipse, and of course, I'm coming to you live from Nairobi, that is Kenya. Your second time on Gagamel TV.
Yes.
It's her first time on Gagamel TV. You're welcome. Say hi to our people.
Hi, guys.
Say hi to my people.
Ogamba cheese, story cheese.
You know some Luganda.
At least a bit. I haven't forgotten.
So how have you
been? Good. Happy to be here. Happy for our brother. He gave us a call and told us he's going to be coming to do the media tour, and we said, of course, as Bashman crew, we're family. We have to be there for him to help and support it.
Okay. Looking at what he
Praise Property Consult Fabakugu mukugula n'okutunda ettaka. Tulina ettaka ku nguudo zonna ezifuluma ekibuga nga Bwakisogobero, Kachiri, Nampunge, Nkowe, Entebbe Sisa, etunudde mu nnyanja Victoria, Bombo Road Matuga, Mitiyana Road, Buloba, Bujuuko, Kitalya, Masaka Road, Nsanji, Katende, n'Empigi. Proti zaffe zonna za ssente ensaamusaamu okutandika ku $1,000,000 nga bw'ogula ecapa ku meeza. Praise Property Consult tutunda n'okugula mayumba. Tupunta ettaka okukolera ku biwandiiko n'ebyapa. Tulina abakugu mu ttaka ku namba y'essimu noti 7 noti 6 14 7 noti 6 ne noti 7 83 42 19 18 yeffe Praise Property Consult.
Yes, and looking at the product, the songs, what are some of the things you were like, oh, wait a minute, did Bebe Cool do this in the album?
I think the new sound, the venture to the quest to always reinvent yourself as an artist. That's one thing Bebe Cool does very well. You know what I mean? He's not scared to experiment, and I think that's very key when it comes to determining the longevity of an artist, because now you manage to connect with different audiences, be it international or be it even a younger generation who maybe were not even born when you started singing, but now you can connect with them because you've done collaborations with artists who appeal to that target market, or the kind of genre that they're listening to. You manage to hop onto it.
And Naz, what is something unique have you found in this album? Something you feel like you've not been singing Bebe Cool?
Yeah, I think like Wyre said, the experimenting with the new sounds and different Bebe that's not singing Ugandan songs
anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to have Ugandan songs, but as an international artist, Bebe is an international artist. I think what he's done on the album is great. We're all able to understand the message, and I also think the album title and the concept that he has around the album is really amazing. Breaking the chains and changing your mentality. Like I said before, I think it's very important for all Africans to break the chains, and to rise up and be great. And so I think Bebe as a African ambassador is very important that this message is passed on to the rest of the African youths and the young people, so that they can rise up and be great. Yeah.
Okay. When you talk about mentality, we've seen many stars go off because of drugs. And I mean, what has been your experience as an artist, people you've associated with in Neccesary with drugs?
Well, for me, I think in Kenya, I don't know so many artists who have gone that direction, although I know some have probably drinking problems or things like that. But I think for artists, people need to also not judge, because it's a very difficult job. Everybody's looking at you, everybody's expecting something from you. Some people have high expectations of their career. They do one song, it does really well, and then they do a second one and a third and a fourth, and it's not doing well, and then they get depressed because they've tasted what it is to be a star, right? With the one single, and this is what gets them into depression. But what I can say is, if you're able to make one hit, you're able to make another. It's just a matter of giving yourself time and grace and allowing yourself to grow and be getting better at your art and your skill. So for me, I think artists go through a lot of challenges that people don't expect. They're put on these pedals to, like, artists don't go through problems. They don't have issues. They're and especially African artists, you find that artists performing and they don't know where their rent is coming from tomorrow. So these are African artists are special in that sense that they're still struggling. They're still trying to make a living. And so maybe this is why many of them, they come in with the idea, once I become an artist, a star, everything will work out. And when they realize that that's not the picture, then they get into depression. So what I can tell, especially upcoming artists, is it's not so easy. It's not as easy as it looks. It's a really tough job, and they should not get into it just because of for the money.
Okay.
It's not gonna work if you're it for just the money. Yeah.
When you talk about East African legendary artists that have done well in East Africa, your names are always there. Young people have always criticized you of not impacting on them by directly investing on them. What do you have to say about that?
I'd say, also artists need to take their own initiative. You know what I mean? You can't keep on blaming guys that you didn't hold my hand to make it this kind.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's trying to we fought to get where we are in the music industry back then. At times also without support. So now the thing is, it's not as easy as people think that I'll just get you to studio, get you recording. I mean, I had a label. I have Blood Child Records, and I signed on a couple of artists already. But one, it's a costly affair already. It's an investment that you're putting into an artist. There's a chance that their career will take off. There's a chance that it won't. It's never guaranteed. But that doesn't mean you should stop. Okay, if that didn't work out, what can I do on my own to make this career work? I always tell artists that before you get 1 million fans, your first fan base is your friends and your family.
People around you.
Exactly. Have you gotten them to consume that music? And how can I pack out this small room, okay, with 20 people watching me, paying maybe 1,000 Kenya shillings? I mean, I start with that, get that content, use that to market myself. Next time, get a bigger space where I can pack out 50 people. That's how you build your career. It doesn't come overnight. You know what I mean? I mean, we're still trying to get some hit songs after 25 years.
And that's when they come in and say...
It never stops. You know what I mean? Now, the thing is, everybody has their clock as an artist. It doesn't mean what Nas used as a formula, it was going to work for me as an artist. You know what I mean? And I think artists should also stop that thing of being entitled. You know what I mean? Nas doesn't owe you anything. Bebe doesn't owe you anything.
Yeah.
He worked on his career.
Yeah.
However, Bebe might spot a certain talent and feel like, you know what, I'd like to work with this guy. He's just said right now he's looking for the next young artist to take to Uganda to tour.
From Kenya.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that means occasionally you're actually looking for somebody. I occasionally go through my DMs and I find talent. And I'll be a dancehall artist who send me music. And I've recorded music with artists who are unknown and reached out to me personally because I liked the vibe. So has Nas done. But I don't go preaching out there that I was responsible for
They should.
for what I don't go gloating out there that I'm the one who is responsible for Nini.
Yeah.
I blessed him in my own way. You know what I mean? So I think don't be quick to judge or just point a finger that this artist is not helping younger artists. You never know what we're doing behind the scenes.
And I really believe the fact that we are in the industry releasing music, that is already supporting other artists. Because if we are able to go to Uganda and get fans there, we are channeling away for you. Now, what are you doing to use the ways that we've channeled for you? What are you doing for your career to make sure that you're able to use the same avenues Nazizi and Wyre open for you? At the end of the day, like Wyre said, we do not owe anybody anything because nobody supported us financially. We had to call our parents for our first album. They had to come to the studio for a meeting to be told, you support your children, and they sponsored us, And so if we had to go through that, there was nobody saying, oh, these guys are talented, let me take them on, Until today, we don't have anybody no corporates come and say, Necessary Noise, we want to sponsor your next album, we want to sponsor your next video. We have to do all of it on our own. So the younger generation shouldn't think, because we were able to do it, we are able to also support in the sense that sign people, like Wyre said. He had Love Child Records. He did sign a couple of artists, and we do help behind the scenes a lot of things, right? So when you're sitting there complaining, waiting for support, there's an artist who's out there recording music, actually doing the work as you're sitting there waiting for someone to come and support you. You see? So who's the loser here? It's you, because you're wasting your talent. You're waiting for someone. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to do it by yourself, right? If I was waiting for another female artist to come and support Nazizi, how many years would I have waited? Very many years.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even after I started doing music, it took a long time for even other female artists to come up. So if I was waiting, oh, there's no female artist who's gonna come and support me and help me, I would never have even taken the risk.
But
You see?
you had a very big group in East Africa, and since then we've seen many groups come up and they don't make it. Why do you think it is like that?
I think it's never guaranteed, but you'll get a hit song when you hit the studio. You know what I mean? It's all of, it's I always say, right, when you record a song, it's a gamble. It might connect to some people, some it might not feel it at all. Even in the group, maybe there's some fans who like Bebe and do not like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Happen-
Or
it
they like
happens.
Nas. Yeah,
It happens,
It
yeah.
happens. So it's never guaranteed that you'll have a guaranteed hit, or such a combination or a certain group is going to take off. You know what I mean? It depends on the vibe, what people are connecting with.
You know, when Fire Anthem came out,
Yeah.
I remember we came to Uganda, we're sitting in some restaurant or something with Bebe, and he said, guys, do you know how big this song Fire Anthem is here? And we were like, huh? Fire Anthem? Of all songs on the project. Because if you asked us which song was going to be a hit on the project, all of us would have told you a different song. Bebe would tell you a different one, Wyre a different one, and Fire Anthem was
It
never
was a surprise.
was never on the list. So we cannot tell you for sure. You know, you'll be in the studio, guys will hype you. Any hit, this is a hit, this is a hit. And then when you release it, people are not listening to
Doesn't quite
it.
connect.
So honestly, it's not us. We don't create the hits, it's the fans. We create the music, they create the hit. The way they take it and the way they make it big, it's them. You know, they're the ones who take. So if we were to know, if every artist was to know what the fans want, then every artist would be successful, you know. But we release music that we feel is good music, and then the rest is up to the people and how they perceive it, how they take it. So if Wyre today was to be told, make a hit song now, he can't. If you tell Nazizi, make a hit song now, I can't, because I don't know what is the hit song. How does it sound? If we take the same beat we used for Fire Anthem and we sing another song,
Yeah.
it might not even be as big as Fire Anthem, right? So, or the same producer, we worked with Washington again and again and again. But that wasn't like a guarantee that all the songs were going to be as big as
Yeah.
Fire Anthem. So it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, it's all about the fans and what they want to hear. And our job is to create music that we think, we don't know, we think they will like, you know? So, yeah.
So you still actively in the business, and I've seen you release some new songs. Last year you were in Uganda. You came for a press conference. It was business, and you didn't come for a media tour for the next time you release it. What happened?
So I've also been joined tech about 5 years ago. In building different platforms that help artists to be able to generate revenue much easier through their music. I also formed an agency, a PR and marketing agency called Blow. And that's why you saw me in Uganda, because we managed to, we're engaging Spice Dana to become a brand ambassador for a certain for a certain brand. But it's still all connected to music. You know what I mean? And I'm still actively touring with Nazizi. We're constantly doing shows together. We're still actively recording our music, both in our solo careers and in the group scope as well.
I love the fact that in your discussion there is always a word young artist. Do you think they have used the resources very well they have right now, the resources you didn't have then?
Yes, I think when it comes to online presence, that's a key thing. I'm seeing there are hit songs being made on TikTok right now. Right now, you don't even airplay on radio. Some of these songs take off on online on Instagram and TikTok. So I think that's a big blessing to young artists, and it's good that they've learned how to utilize such platforms to be able to market their music. We didn't have that when we were starting out, and at least now, right now, we're incorporating it as well. Yeah.
When Bebe was talking here, he talked about artists uniting together and have collaborations that can our East African industry go to another level. Are you looking forward to come to Uganda and maybe have some connections with our local young artists so that we can amplify them? Naz, on your side?
Yeah, I mean, as long as an artist is talented and willing to work, we're willing to work with them, you know. As much as we people might think we're unreachable, we realize and notice good music and talent. So if you approach us and you know you're good, you're talented, we can see you're hardworking, then we're willing to work. Yeah.
You know, we live on Gagamel TV, and we started in the middle. We talked about the album, but then there is something that the Ugandans have always asked themselves: how was it meeting Bebe Cool, and how did you guys meet? I mean, a Kenyan and a Ugandan passing through. How did you guys?
We met Bebe in Nairobi.
Nairobi.
We used to do shows differently. I mean, Neccesary was also touring at that time. I remember we once all performed at Beats of the Season. That time, Neccesary were three of us.
Yeah.
And they had a unit himself, Chameleon and Bebe.
Yeah.
And we shelled down both groups shelled down the place totally. So he started his career in Nairobi. So that's how we got to know each other. We met in the US when we were touring, and he invited us now for his comeback tour in Uganda. That's how now when we got to form the East African Bashment. It was an experiment. We did one song. The first song we recorded was Africa Unite. So we recorded it on Friday. On Saturday we performed it, and the crowd went wild because they'd never had such a combination before. And ever after that, we kept on going back to Uganda and recording. Anytime we were going for a show, kept on recording, and that's when we managed to work on that first project. And that's when we did the Fire Anthem.
Okay. I believe my fellow journalists would like to speak to you. Let me have your last words about the album specifically. What is your favorite song on the album? Then would you love even to be part of the album if given an opportunity?
Yeah, of course. If he ever wants us to do a remix, we're definitely open to jump on one. I love the tune Check.
Joshua
that is done with
Baraka.
Joshua Baraka, because I'm a fan of Joshua as well. So I like how they blended together. And,
Yeah, for me, I'll just tell people to support the album because when artists go out and create such projects, it's about you, the fans. So go out, make sure you stream it, make sure you know support the artist, especially Bebe. He's a Pan-Africanist from beginning, and I think it's very important for us to actually stream the music, to actually download the songs, and to keep supporting East African artists. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's my
Thank
first
you.
time meeting you. It's my second.
Asante.
I kept my promise when you came to our country. So you also keep your promise.
if you hang around Bebe, we're going to see each other.
Why did East Africa stop collaborating with each other? By the time you guys worked with Bebe, there was a lot of East Africa working with each other. Like Nameless was working with Bebe, you guys worked with Bebe, Chameleon was working with people from Kenya. What happened?
Well, in terms of the awards, I think it was closely connected to multi-choice, back then, and consumption of their services was really high in West Africa and South Africa. So it made sense actually even to hold their awards there because it made business sense. You know what I mean? But even with that happening, we still kept getting called and nominated, either to call down to perform at the awards or getting nominated for the various awards. So the connect didn't stop. I think just as we went on the couple of years, maybe the relevance of the functions faded away and the interest of the consumer faded away. So maybe it didn't make business sense anymore for them. In terms of the connect, it comes down to the artist. If you want to make that connect to really do the cross-border collaborations, you'll do it. I came to Uganda. I mean, we worked with APAS on a song, and that video is coming out soon. It was on my recent EP, but it's because I liked his sound and I reached out. I'm like, bro, let's work together. So it really depends on the initiative of the artist to give that continuity of the cross-border collaborations. Yeah.
APAS is a stubborn boy in Uganda. How did you guys link up? So you have a song with APAS coming out soon.
No, I have it on my recent EP that dropped. We haven't shot the video yet, but we're planning to do that. He's an amazing artist. I really respect him when it comes to lyricism and flow wise. He's an amazing dancehall artist. And,
I have a follow up for you about the issues of the awards. Back then, we used to have a strong awards in East Africa, Africa at large. Recent, most of the awards are not respected.
I think it comes down to award organizers and corporates as well, because the corporates really need to understand that without their support, it's impossible to hold such big awards, you know. And if you're not holding big awards or doing big events, then artists don't want to really be associated. And so it's very important that the corporates start to also support when people come up with awards and ideas. They should come out and actually support these people. So I think if we start a new award system, corporates back it up and it's consistent, we can get there again. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.